You see a large number of people standing behind you. These are women veterans, and they're also Iraq veterans against the war. Two groups of people that are very concerned about what's going on with our military right now. I'd like to ask Ellen Barfield, another one of our vice presidents of the National Organization Veterans for Peace, to talk about the issue of sexual assault.
Thank you, Ann. Thank you all for being here. This is such an important issue. I'll tell my story, and then I'll repeat the demands that we are making. I served later than Sharon. I served from 77 to 81 in the U.S. Army. I, too, went into a formerly all-male or virtually all-male field when they were making a big increase in the number of women in the military. I was a mechanic. A heavy equipment mechanic. I worked on forklifts, scoop loaders, bulldozers, that kind of thing. And I was very proud to be in an area where women were just coming in and to do that work, which was seen as something women couldn't do. And yes, I was blindsided, as I think we all have been, by the allowed, even encouraged, misogyny and abuse of women in the military, seeing them as a sexual resource for the men. Unfortunately, that's very common. My first duty station was in Germany, and it was relatively minor, but I did have an attempted rape there. And my captain, the commander of my unit, handled it extremely badly. He did not call in the CID, which is the military version of the FBI. He basically did nothing. But later on, I found out that he had told a lot of the men in the unit. I'm fortunate that I didn't get further assaulted or beaten up because of who I said I thought it might be. No one in particular, but some people that I thought it might be. I only saw the guy in the shadow at night, so I don't know who it was. But it was extremely poorly handled, and that's probably pretty typical. I didn't have any further repercussions, fortunately, except some of those guys later were in the same unit with me at a later duty station. And I heard from a female friend of mine who was also a friend of theirs. That's how I found it out. And I'm real lucky that that's all it was. However, I had a colleague at that first duty station in Germany who had one of the more atrocious stories. She had been in an outlying base of our company, or of our battalion. In Europe, the companies are scattered instead of all being on a big military base like here in the U.S. She had been raped, and then she was lesbian baited, accused of being a lesbian, because of course only a lesbian would refuse his advances. And so they kicked her out of that unit and sent her to ours. And the reason I know this story to the extent I do is because others of the women on the base told me. She was so burned by that even though I was rooming in a room with her for several months before I moved out to another room, she barely spoke to anyone. Even the rest of us women. I still think about her and wonder how or if she's been able to put her life back together. Her name was Jan. I don't remember her last name. But I still think about her and worry about her. And these stories are far too common. It is atrocious what the military allows to happen to its female soldiers, who it claims to want, who it claims to value the service of. How dare they allow this stuff to continue and even encourage it? I must say that they do encourage it. It is absolutely a result of the training. It is absolutely part of the dehumanization. And they absolutely must end it now. We are very proud to stand here in support of Suzanne and her mother. And I told her mother yesterday, pardon my mild profanity here, that I said, I am so grateful to you for making a shitload of noise about this. Because like every other injustice and atrocity in the world, they only end when a lot of people stand up and say, no more, damn it. No more. End this now. Give her an honorable discharge right now. Take care of her as long as she needs the care. Right now. Thank you.